Well, howdy, dearly senior citizen here, good news boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. Remember, no matter who you are valid. Thumbs up for that. It is a brand new day, as evidenced by the fact that I am doing this on the day after my previous vlogging. Oh boy, it's around noonish. I've got stuff I've got to do, I've got phone calls to make, but I have been busy this week, and oh boy. Now, spoon theory, if you've ever heard of that, if you have any sort of disabling thing, whether it's, a disease or the physical disablement or whatever, it's the idea being that if you're a normal person, you have about 100 spoons to spend in a day, and each activity takes a number of spoons. Like it might take 2 spoons to get out of bed, a spoon to do breakfast, 2 spoons to take a shower, and then you've got 3 spoons to go to the store, and then by the time you run through the day, you've got a couple spoons left, and then you go to bed. But that's your 100 spoons that a normal person does, and as you sleep, you get your spoons back, and the next morning, you got 100 spoons to spend. Thing is, people with chronic conditions, chronic pain, or just actual physical disablements, they have a lot less than 100 spoons to spend. That's one of the reasons that I shower twice a week. I can't shower every single day. I don't have the spoons. It takes a lot of spoons to take a shower. And I, on a good day anymore, have 60 spoons to spend. And I can't spend 10 or 12 of those spoons every single day by going in and showering, because that's 60 on a good day. I might just have 50 or 40. And then there's people out there that on a good day have 50 or 40 or 30. So yeah, it's when you use up them spoons, and I've been using up a lot of spoons lately, and I am so tired. I'm exhausted. Went to bed at midnight last night. Wide awake, 5 o'clock in the morning, because I woke up at 4, and it was 5 before I finally went, I gotta find out what time it is. And then I just stayed in bed, tossing and turning, wide awake until 7, at which point I got up and started getting dressed. I don't sleep because I stopped taking caffeine tablets, but I can't take caffeine tablets or I need to check my blood pressure to make sure it is going down, so we shall see. But I know it's gone down some because I don't have headaches and I don't feel terrible like I was when my blood pressure was up. I mean, they call it the silent killer, and it is, but I could feel it, so I do need to double check, make sure everything's going better. But thumbs up. And yeah, I keep fighting anorexia. Those anorexic feelings are getting stronger, so as long as I'm aware of it though, I can fight it, and that's good. Thumbs up for that. But today, because I went to the hospital yesterday, burned up a lot of my spoons, I found out though what I gotta do. I need to call up the specialty clinic, but that's gonna be an issue because it's all phone menu systems. They were supposed to contact me. I don't know which department of that building wanted to contact me, or which doctor, or which clinic. I had to go through the menus. Will I ever be able to talk to a person? God, I hope so. So that's going to take up a lot of spoons too. But I thought I'd mention this. Ever since I bought my electric kettle, I have turned into a strong tea drinker. I drink a lot of herbal teas as well as green tea for the caffeine. Herbal teas I drink for, number one, during the daytime, the taste. I like things with a bite, and so like ginger tea has a real bite to it. I like the flavor and I like the bite. So I like lemon ginger. I'm going to see about whatever mixes of ginger. It is loud out there. Now there's helicopters going by. But I'm going to be looking into trying to get more of that sort of thing. But I drink a lot of tea now. And it's not just a single cup thing. I have 2 cups over here that are across the room. I can't show you. But they are, if I fill my electric kettle to 3/4 of a liter, and then I get it boiling, I can pour it into 2 big cups, and it comes to about this far from the top on both. So I take 3/4 of a liter just immediately for 2 cups of tea, and then I drink those. One of them a green tea, one of them a flavored tea, and then I do that through the day. At night, I still have the caffeine, but I switch from flavored tea to chamomile to try and also calm my body down. So far, hasn't worked one damn bit. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but right now I'm exhausted. People have asked, medications to make you sleep. There's medications out there that may make me sleep. I don't know. I'll have to talk to my doctor. I don't want anything that's habit forming. So there's a lot of meds out there that you got to be careful. And then a lot of meds as well have a rebound effect, since they are just supposed to be short term. So if you take them longer than that short term thing, they just start keeping you awake. And that's joyous. I have enough issue with that already. So my day is busy, and it's been a sunny day the last time I was out there, so that's good on that. And I'm still wearing my long sleeve t-shirts underneath a thing like this, so I'm usually pretty good. Later on, when it starts getting colder in the afternoon, because it's still chilly right now, I put on one of my outer shirts between this if I go out. And then, so I've got this outer shirt, the outer shirt for just normal wear, and then this shirt with the long sleeves as well. And it keeps me pretty warm, not overly warm. So, talking about just other things, now that I've talked about the world and what's going on in it. I have mentioned that, tied to my, I have mentioned cosmic horrors, that a cosmic horror event can be something that's so fast that nobody would even realize it's happening. And then how do you fix it? Because the thing that happened took like 4 milliseconds to happen, and it happened, beyond the orbit of the moon. How could you even have detected what the event was, let alone tried to stop it, if it was only 4 milliseconds? Oop. Okay, it happened. Now you're just dealing with the effects of that happening. So I had positive with my cosmic horrors. There's the cosmic horrors, and then there's Dread Amaterasu, and then there are her children. She is the Gakira, most powerful. They are the Angakira, the children of the most powerful. Below that, when they want to send things into a universe, it is an Ong, a powerful being. It burrows into the side of the universe, lays its eggs, they grow, hatch, and go out. These are the Ongoka. These are creatures that are aspects of their originating cosmic horrors, but are still their own individual beings. And then these can and sometimes do align with alien races. Those are the Goka. And then down here at the bottom, those of us that aren't allied with one of the Angoka, we are just the Gokura, numberless, endless prey. But because these beings are sent into a universe to do something, and then they just get to live out the rest of their lives in that universe doing whatever they want, I have posited that, hey, in one setting, which could be just a layer or an entirely different universe in a multiverse, if you forget the layer part, but still, if it happened beyond we are in a local cluster of galaxies. There's several larger galaxies, a bunch of medium-sized galaxies, and like 100 and some odd smaller globular galaxies. This is the local cluster. If this event happened way outside the local cluster, and the outer radius of it just barely went into our cluster, and in fact just barely clipped the Milky Way, but we just happen to have the bad luck to be in that area, we wouldn't even have been able to detect this 4 millisecond thing, and it happened so far out, but we still have to live with the after effect. So I was thinking, since it would be about a 300-year-long process during, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, where phase 1, we're dealing with it, as our civilizations and things are falling apart. Phase 2 being, we're dealing with it as individuals now. Governments have fallen and broken, and we're dealing with that. And then phase 3 is at the end of phase 3, there's no more people on the planet anymore. But that doesn't necessarily mean there are no more people on the planet. Intelligence is not necessarily a survival feature, and is not necessarily anything that helps a species out, actually. You may take a look and go, but what about people? Look at us. Yeah, look at us. We're destroying the planet. You know, we are rendering it unfit for life as we know it. And we know that we are doing this, and we're still doing it. We are going to render the planet unfit for life as we know it pretty quickly. Is intelligence helping the planet and us? So, when you take a look at genetics on our planet, the idea is another generation. Pass your genes to another generation. That's the entire point of genetics, is to another generation pass on your genes. That is our whole genetic imperative. Let me look down here because of good old ADHD. Plants. Plants too have this imperative. What do we do with plants? Harvest a whole lot of them. We plant them generation after generation. As long as we have agriculture, plants that we harvest have won. It doesn't matter what happens to any generation once you've reproduced. You can be mulched. That's, once the next generation has come, the previous generation can be mulched. Now, that helps in so many different ways to have that previous generation, but for just on a straight genetics viewpoint, the previous generation does not matter. So for plants being harvested year after year, well, they already work on a season by season basis where they flower, they bloom, they have seeds, they set up for the next generation, and unless they're a perennial, they come up every year, they die. Just like farming. These plants won because until we did things like Monsanto with the Terminator gene, where farmers have to buy their seed every time they need to plant because the plants that they grow no longer produce viable seeds. You have to buy seeds from Monsanto or you're not a farmer anymore, because no seeds out there will grow from these plants that you plant and harvest. That didn't work out well for the plants. But until that point, yeah, because new generations, they're passing on their genes, seeds, they won. It doesn't have to mean, when I say there's no more people, that there's no more human genome on the planet. If we exist in some fashion within the larger order, then our genome has won. We have mitochondria in each one of our cells. These power our cells. Each one of these mitochondria has its own DNA. It was its own creature, its own being, but it gave up being autonomous for survival. And now it's all over the planet. Mitochondria won. Do they have any autonomy? No. Do they live generation to generation? They sure do. Well, what happens if when there's no more people, that just means we're part of something else, where individuality, personality, and such is gone, but the genome lives on and continues to go each generation, spreading itself out, becoming a part of all. Would we have won? We would still be existing and surviving. That's a question that sometimes you bring up, but it's up to the reader to answer. Thumbs up for that. So that's an idea that I've been having with my cosmic horrors. And again, that could be one longer book with those 3 phases or 3 different books, but will I ever be able to push through my basically untreatable ADHD to get it done with my horrific executive function and dysfunction issues? So I've got a lot of stuff I'm still trying to do today. I want to try and record at least some Fallout New Vegas. I'm in the Dead Money thing, and that one I didn't think I was going to be losing everything and going into this just as a very squishy little individual. And oh boy, when that bomb goes off, yeah, my head just goes pooh into a fine red mist. So playing that, and I'm going to be going through the rest of the DLC and then back into the main quest, and then probably going to end up having to do the Yes Man thing. I'm not quite sure how to get in the NCR's good graces anymore, and I know that the Kaiser is not someone I'm going to hand the keys over to. So who does that leave? But yay. So hopefully you can get done the things that you would like to get done today. That would be very awesome. And if you're a patron, thumbs up and thank you so very, very much. It is greatly, greatly appreciated. It is good to be just a herding monkey instead of a Christmas monkey getting hosed on the daily. Thank you very, very much. Your help is greatly appreciated. Hokey smokes. And as soon as I can, I'm going to have your names back up here. But until that time, know that when you look into the mirror, you are seeing someone who is beautiful, not just beautifully, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, and spiritually as well. And if you've left me a comment, thumbs up, thank you. It is appreciated to no end. I read every comment that comes up in my comments list. The comments things does not work as advertised, of course, so yay. But I read as many as YouTube lets me know are there, and I answer as many as all this is gonna let me. So thumbs up. And even though I can't answer as many as I would like, remember, each and every one is appreciated. Red. Thumbs up. Oh, just as a real minor before I hang up, when you're watching people online, watch how they talk. You'll notice that a lot of times people are more using one side than the other. And I watch myself when I do the editing and all that, and if I find one side doing that, I work real hard on that so that I try not to talk too much like that. The thing is, that's a normal way to talk. Our faces are formed by 4 quadrants. Our skulls and our outer meat parts of us by coming together in 4 quadrants that meet in the middle. So when your eyes don't quite line up, or your ears are quite a little bit off, or things are just a little bit that's because one side might not work so well as the other. You can still talk, you can still eat, but it doesn't move quite as quickly. Yeah, that's just because that one part of your face that met up, well, it works a little bit different than this side because it was formed from a different side. Yay for symmetry. God almighty. Anyway, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is frankly a very, very good thing. So, yeah. Thank goodness for templates when editing. Oh, and hyper tough in the comments if you watched this far. Thumbs up, thank you, and I'll talk to you all later. Yay for touchscreens.